Morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Hello. I guess
Good
it's
morning.
almost noon, so we're almost past the good morning point. But hey, guys, happy Monday.
Hey, Kelsey,
Uh-huh.
can I ask you something? Okay,
No,
so
absolutely not. Yeah, what's up?
Jacob's on vacation today, but Lauren's still in town, but she's going out of town Thursday.
Okay.
So would I be able need to go remote that day, or if they could find me someone else to stand in, could I still be?
Um, I mean, I would just talk with, so you've been reporting to Jacob directly, not Lauren, but kind of
Hmm.
working with both of them. Yeah, I think just talk to both of them and just see, who who will still be in the office. If nobody's going to be in the office, then I think that would be a good time to go remote. But if there is somebody around who can kind of, make sure you can get in the building and if you need anything, there's somebody on call, then you're good to still go in. But just talk it over with them and they'll tell you what to do.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you before I confirmed anything.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's all good. And hi, Jennifer.
Hello, how are y'all?
Doing good. Just waiting on folks to log in. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just kind of teeing up for tomorrow, so you guys know what to look forward to.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. And it sounds like y'all have got a lot planned for tomorrow. Like, oh my gosh, there's a lot going
Yeah.
on.
Hmm.
Holy cow. That's good stuff though. Let's got people coming in. Did y'all all have a nice Father's Day weekend? Anybody do anything special? Maybe not. Well, I'll say we just relaxed. I think my husband needed a relaxing day. That's, I think, the best treat for dads sometimes. Um, and you guys, I went ahead and shared our meeting agenda for today in Slack. So just want to make sure y'all could see that. Got a few things to go over, but we'll let our very special guest kind of introduce some cool stuff we've got going on tomorrow first. But hopefully we'll have some more people get on. We'll give it about 2 more minutes. Some of y'all are getting pretty smart with these autopilot AI assistants. And I think some of y'all are sending the autopilots to the meeting so you don't have to go. But
Yeah, as soon as they're on your calendar, they'll join. Sometimes I have to kick mine out. It's like, oh, I didn't
yeah,
need you today.
some meetings I'm in, it seems like there are more autopilots and AI assistants than actual humans.
I know, right?
We're living in a different time.
Yes, very different. I remember when we used to what was were they the cliff it's the cliff notes, but when we have to read a book, they'd
Spark
always tell
Notes.
us, yeah, no, I'm older than Spark Notes. But We used to go by, I can't remember what it was, and the teacher always knew if that's all you read because it didn't have enough in your book report. But that's when we used to do book reports too. Y'all don't do book reports anymore.
That or everybody just gets Chat GPT, I guess, to write it up, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
How much time do I have, Kelsey?
Really as much time as you want. I think maybe 15 minutes or so, if that works for you, would be good. And then we've got maybe another 15 to 20 minutes of like business items, but we'll go over that after you present. But I guess feel free to get started whenever. I know we're still missing a few people, but I don't want to waste too much of your time. So I think go for it. And we're recording this so they can watch it later.
Super cool. Okay, so I'm Jennifer Anderson. I'm the program manager for the Alabama Collective. I am a lifelong Alabamian. I was born and raised in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, the greatest city in the state. But I live in Montgomery right now. I went to Lee High School in Huntsville, and I graduated 3 times if you count daycare from Alabama A&M University. And so my specialty is urban regional planning, community development. So I served as an urban planner doing the boring side of urban planning, which was for me, subdivision and zoning regulations. And I really wanted to be in the nonprofit side, which was community development, grant writing, program building. So I transitioned over to that piece. And then I wanted to run a nonprofit. So I said, I need to know how to get people to give me money, right? Instead of just writing proposals. So then I went to work for Alabama State University and ran their foundation. 2 years ago, I decided that my energy and my dreams and my ideas are really, really big, right? And they don't necessarily fit inside of organizations. So I started my consulting company. So I do program and project management for organizations like the Alabama Collective, the City of Montgomery, a couple of higher ed institutions. And so that allows me to bring all of me to the table. As you can see, I'm a pretty vibrant, exciting person. And I'm like this all the time. So sometimes inside of organizations, that's a lot, right? But now they get a chance to call me to bring a lot. And so you just have to find your space. I recommend to everybody to, before you say you want to step out and do entrepreneurship, because everybody wants to be an entrepreneur now, right? But the question is, what is your skill set? What is your talent? What do you have that makes you entrepreneurial, right? So it's always great to make mistakes on somebody else's dime, is how I phrase it. So go work for somebody else, learn, fail, fail up, get back up. And then when you feel like you kind of got your feet planted a little bit, then you can decide to step out, and then it doesn't cost as much when you fall. So that's my little entrepreneurial journey piece to talk about. But I did have some questions just so I can level set the room. You guys are all interested in going to technology fields. Is that correct? Or where are we on that? You can kind of just do the raise hand thing or raise your own hand. I can see y'all. Okay. And so what kind of technology are we thinking? And please come off mute because I'm a talker, so.
Cybersecurity.
Okay.
Like programming.
Okay. Jonah, I think I saw you too.
Yes, ma'am. Something with programming as well.
Okay. All right. So let me tell you the beautiful part about technology, y'all. So technology has several sides of it, right? So you have your Noahs and your Mains and your Jonas that want to do all the programming and cybersecurity, all that good stuff, right? But there's also business development. There are a whole bunch of people that they need, like me, that come and translate what Jonah and Maine and Noah were saying to common people that need to buy it, right? And so technology can be intimidating. And so they need people who have energy and can articulate their words to really kind of break it down to the layman's terms. And so I've had a lot of fun working with tech companies as well, bringing them to the civilian side of tech is what I will call it. So there is space for everybody. So don't assume that tech is not for you. There's a ton of spaces in tech. Lily, what's your interest? What do you want to do?
Kind of like the oddball. I want to do biomedical engineering. So kind of not really truly tech, but some of the data analysis really helps with, I guess clinical trials and stuff.
Yeah, no, so everything is tech. I remember I had a professor in college that said, he said, tell me that something is not economics, I give you an F. Everything is economics, right? So everything is tech. Even right now, right? Somebody had to build Zoom on the backside. Somebody has to maintain it every day on the backside. All of those things. I mean, your autopilots on here. Everything is tech. There is nothing we touch at all that is not tech. And so when we think about it like that, school teachers are using tech every day. And it's funny because school teachers do not see themselves as technologists, but the way they input their grades, they're using CRMs, right? When they they're using it in the classroom now. It's something they were using, Blackboard, right? All of those things are tech. Somebody is building that in the background and somebody's maintaining it. So you got programmers, right? You got a cybersecurity person making sure that it's secure. And then you have tech support, right? For those of us who are not truly strong in tech, that need just a little bit of support. And so my tech team, when I worked at Alabama State, I would call and they say, oh, you got an ID 10T error. Anybody got some paper and pen in front of them? Write down ID 10T and tell me what it spells.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I didn't get that at first, and like, oh,
My dad uses that because he's in an IT field, so I've known that for a while, so that was funny.
It's usually something as simple as turn on your monitor or something like that or whatever. But yeah, so I mean, you have to help out the people that have ID 10T errors, right? But here's the flip side. When the tech people come and they want to talk to somebody like me about understanding their product, right? Or they're pitching, right? When you pitch and you have an idea, there are not always tech people on the panel. You have to figure out how to make your tech idea be marketable and consumable by everybody, right? And make it not so hard to understand. Imagine if we saw the algorithms and everything behind Facebook. Will we want to use it? No, but there's so much programming behind Facebook, Instagram, all the, yeah, because y'all don't use Facebook, TikTok, all of that stuff, right? So, I mean, there's a lot to it. And that's really not what Kelsey asked me to talk about today. I'm just kind of, anytime I can get in front of students, I love it. I miss working directly every day with students sometimes. So it's exciting to see all this bright energy. And all of y'all live in the state of Alabama, right? Anybody from Huntsville? Yeah, okay. What schools do y'all go to? Y'all probably go to school in Madison. Watch this. What school do you go to?
I go to Parkman.
Yeah, you're in the county.
Graduated from New Century, so
Okay, New Century is like now Lee High School or something like
yeah,
that.
it's same building.
Yeah, okay. So I went to Lee.
we have one student from Mae Jemison,
Okay, all
and
right.
then a few from the Alabama School for Cyber Technology and Engineering in Huntsville.
Super cool. So I have to do a throwback with the Mae Jemison. That's Johnson High School. You know, they're changing names of schools and stuff these days, but I am excited that it's named after Mae Jemison, which is huge in technology, right? And she's an Alabamian. And I have a 10-year-old who is praying to go to the cyber high school in Huntsville. So he is excited about the whole concept. But so the Alabama Collective, what we focus on is working with colleges and universities. And we do some stuff with high schoolers, but mostly colleges and universities. Are any of you all taking dual enrollment courses? Okay. And so what schools are you taking them at?
Mine
Sneak
was
State.
UNA.
UNA? Maine, where'd you say?
Sneed State.
Sneed State. Okay. All right. So we focus on all 14. Our main area right now is the 14 HBCUs in the state, right? So we work with the 2-year versions as well as the 4-year versions, but our programs support all of those communities. So if we have something in Huntsville, it doesn't matter what school you go to, you can come. If we have something, we go to Talladega a lot, right? So if we have some in Talladega, Mobile, Birmingham, any of those people can come. And so what we're really excited about, and probably will pique your interest too, is that right now we have 17 students going through a cybersecurity cohort that is an A+ and Security Plus certification. And we're paying for the whole cohort as well, which that training is like a $1,600 training. So we cover that whole cost, as well as we cover the cost of the test. because the test is where a lot of people don't go all the way through. And so I want you all to go to college, but do any of y'all realize that if you get a cybersecurity certification, you can go straight to work for the federal government and earn your degree while you're working? So that's a really exciting thing. And I know the cyber school in Huntsville, I know they offer that as part of some of their training, as well as the 2 years have the cybersecurity courses. So if you can take them during the 2 years during your dual enrollment, you're ahead leaps and bounds. And so when you start talking about a scholarship, the 4 years are going to jump all over that. So you guys got to get ready. So you got to stay ready. So you have to get ready. Okay. So there's so many opportunities to make you more marketable, as well as how many of y'all want to be entrepreneurs? Ooh, Corey, what do you want to do?
I want to first go to school for business analytics, and then I want to start my own business after working there for a little while.
And you do know that business analytics is what?
Analyzing and improving businesses.
And it is technology because you're not going to do it by hand, right? Exactly. And so if I say your name wrong, just correct me. Raul. Okay. What do you want to do in entrepreneurship?
I'm like looking kind of to like do like go into kind of programming in that CS kind of, and then go further into like econ and kind of combine that into like some type of field.
Super smarter than I am. Super smarter than I am. Sounds really exciting. So we have entrepreneurship courses that we do, right? So building your own idea. So we come into the communities and we have workshops where people get a chance to play with co-starters. If you've never heard of co-starters, Google it. So again, those have charges to them, but we go find and beg for money like Kelsey does to make sure that we can bring programming to you guys complimentary, right? And so co-starters allows you to sit with trainers and other people who are like-minded like you, that are innovative, coming up with ideas to figure out how to start that budding idea, right? You don't have it all together today, but it's always nice to talk to somebody else who's been down that path, or even if they haven't been down the path, right? They can ask the right questions. It's all about asking questions. My company is a strange company. To me, it's strange. So I literally am a really good number 2. So you guys hear about COOs, you hear about chiefs of staff, you hear about senior project managers, all of that. That's all I do. I literally go to small businesses and nonprofits and government agencies and say, hey, you have a project and I know you don't want to have to upscale all of your staff and have all this. So my team manages it for them. And so that all exists. And I have a technology person on my team because often we have to build websites. We may have to build, from a business analytics perspective, we may have to build business processes that route back and forth, right? So while I may jot it down on paper, they actually go in the background and do all the mapping that makes it work. So as you're thinking about your careers, do not just think that, oh, I have to go work for this big tech firm or all of these. Everybody has tech people, right? And it's a great and fun thing to be a big fish in a small pond. If you're the tech person, you are the guru. The tech people are always my favorite people. They're the people I buy the best Christmas gifts, right? Because I can't live with them and I can't live without them. So, but there are a million me's in the world, but there are not a million y'alls in the world. So your specialty and all of those things is going to make you so critical to the state of Alabama. And we need you guys to stay. So I'm sorry, Kelsey, what else? What did you want me to talk about also?
I think, no, this is all great stuff. I think if you want to just tell them kind of what they're going to learn about tomorrow a little bit and
Yeah.
kind of segue into that.
Okay, so tomorrow is going to be really great. We're going to have Trenton State and we'll have Alpha on the call, the company Alpha, and they'll be on the call with you tomorrow talking about opportunities in the state, right? So whether it's dual enrollment at Trenton or considering, especially since you all are in tech, going to a 2-year first to get your degree and then maybe transitioning to a 4-year or working and transitioning to a 4-year. So they're going to talk a bit about that. Alpha is going to talk about the numerous opportunities that they have. You know, when we think of Alpha, we think insurance, right? But because Alabama is such a rural state, Alpha deals with all kind of things. So Lily, when you were talking about biomedical engineering, is that what you said? Okay, right. So all of those things deal into that, especially when you start thinking about the technology that's on the backside of farming. There's a ton of it, and you don't think about those kind of things. So they'll talk a bit about that tomorrow. Corey, they will definitely cover the business analytics part, because one of the things that you don't ever think about is that there are, I believe the word is actuary. Does anybody know what that is? Those are the people that come up with the rates that you actually pay for insurance, right? So that's all data. That is all data analytics. So understanding Power BI and all of those things, and pivot charts in your world, Corey, understanding all of those things, they'll go over that. And y'all make sure to ask lots of questions, because you want to go into college with a mind for inquiry, right? I remember when I was little, my parents used to be like, oh my God, if she asks why one more time, right? But knowing why is really what makes you innovators. Understanding why. I was looking at, I went to the EJI museum the other day, and they had these holograms of people talking to us, right? And so my niece said, what are you looking for, Aunt Jen? I said, I want to know where it's coming from, because I want to understand how they're doing it without the light spreading. Like, they're understand why, right? Because understanding that, I may use that somewhere else in my business, right? If you understand why, you can always grow. So tomorrow will be a lot about exploration into other opportunities, right? Because we only know what we know, and we got to expand our sphere of influence. So I did want to show y'all a really quick video. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here comes my tech stuff. Here comes my ID10T. Hold on one second. What did I do with it? Oh, I see it here. Let's see. I don't think that's it. That's gonna share my Zoom page. Oh no, here it is. Let's see if I can do it. Do you guys see a video? Please say yes.
Yes.
Fantastic.
The Alabama Collective started with tech and entrepreneur organizations in the Montgomery and Birmingham region, realizing that we are much stronger and more impactful as a collective force. This force 2 years later has become more than just a nonprofit foundation. The Alabama Collective is a movement. Through strategic partnerships, the Alabama Collective seeks to elevate minority tech and entrepreneurial talent to undergird the state's thriving ecosystem of emerging technology, innovation, and entrepreneurial excellence. It's no secret that Alabama's history and future are rooted in innovation, and the Alabama Collective is committed to its forward progression. As home to 14 historically Black colleges and universities, minority and tech and entrepreneurial talent in Alabama is boundless. HBCUs are natural hubs for innovation and entrepreneurship, and Alabama is abundant in HBCU talent and intellectual capital. Our HBCUs are putting up some big numbers, generating an economic impact of nearly $15 billion and conducting research that keeps Alabama on the cutting edge of innovation. Our ability to successfully engage with HBCUs, complementing their course curriculum with industry pioneering programming, resources, and opportunities have positioned us as the state's go-to organization to drive impact and cultivate competitive minority tech talent and entrepreneurs. Our strategy, it's comprehensive. Expose, educate, engage, and empower. With the support of partners such as Innovate Alabama, Tech Birmingham, Tech MGM, Montgomery Tech Lab, the Lab on Dexter, Ed Farm, Bronze Valley, and so many others, we are bridging the diversity gap through fresh perspectives, innovation, and creativity. Our partners have been able to offer educational skill development programs on coding, app development, entrepreneurship, business management, and innovation essentials, all aimed at removing the barriers to critical skills necessary for success. By fostering community building through online forums, networking groups, local meetups, idea exchanges, hackathons, and pitch competitions, our programming serves as a platform for minority talent to showcase their prowess and address real-world problems. Our celebrating of success stories not only inspires others, but it also demonstrates our tangible impact in fostering innovation and inclusivity. This work requires collaboration, and we are ready to broaden our network of forward-thinking partners to create a tech, innovation, and entrepreneurial ecosystem that sets a global benchmark. We invite partners to join us on this remarkable journey to make Alabama a beacon of innovation, diversity, and progress to not just change lives, but drive the economic growth, inspire progress, and shape the future. The Alabama Collective is where innovation meets opportunity.
Did I stop it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I want to close with this piece. And you guys see we focus a lot on HBCUs and innovation. And I want to encourage you to think about your schooling as you go on to college in a different way, right? A lot of times we go where we know, right? And so I encourage you to look at the degree programs across the state of Alabama at all the schools. Alabama State University has an amazing biomedical engineering program. They offer scholarships and all of those things. And I think one of the things I love about your generation is that you grew up with everybody, right? You grew up with all backgrounds. And that is something that Alabama has got to come together with if we're really going to succeed in the 21st century, right? If we're going to move forward, we've got to come together. So don't be afraid to go take a tour of a school you've never heard of, whether it's in the country, rural Alabama, right? Or if it's in the big city of Huntsville, right? But please go visit all schools. I feel like it's still playing. Hold on. It is. Oh, that's about to be my church. I don't think y'all want that on there. Okay, sorry. So where's my Zoom? Now I can't see y'all. But I want you to take a chance on all types of schools. At least apply. I tell you to apply. Apply for the scholarships. There's all kind of diversity at all kinds of schools. Spend time, get out of your comfort zone. This is a chance to try something new. And it will make you a much more well-rounded person going forward in life. So do y'all have any questions? If you don't, I'll turn it back over to Kelsey.
Yeah, I guess maybe do you have any information on some of like the pitch competitions and different things that students can get involved in if they do want to,
Yeah,
maybe attend an
absolutely.
HBCU?
Yeah, so we with the HBCUs, our pitch competitions, we award cash prizes. So $10,000 is the first place. Then we do $3,000 and then $2,000. And so our students get it, that's their money. This year we're shaping it a little bit different, where we're working on kind of helping them get involved with venture capitalists to actually take it to the next phase. So with our pitch competitions, we have a business pitch one, right? So it's for a business idea. And then we have one that is an app build and pitch competition. And that one, we don't allow frameworks. It's got to be a truly functioning app. And we're really excited because two of our app build and pitch competition winners are going on to SLOSS Tech to the SSBCI pitch competition. So are y'all going to Sloss Tech? Are they going to Sloss Tech, Kelsey?
I know some of y'all have registered. Everybody's been invited, but I don't know
Okay.
who all exactly.
Cool. So the 2 students you'll see up there pitching, they actually came out of our program, and they've received extensive coaching and support, but they really have figured it out, and it prepares them to get ready for really big stage pitch competitions. Because ours, I mean, we operate the same way. They submit their videos, we review. We probably have over 100 applicants, and we only take the top 10 to the pitch competition. We have a panel of judges that review it, some of them from the tech sector, right? And some of them from the non-tech sector, to make sure that what they're doing makes sense to the common man, right? As well as what they're doing is also technically sound. So what we've also seen, and I will recommend this to anyone. So when we have our HBCU pitch competitions, we've seen a few of them partner with their high school classmates who may have chosen to go to Alabama or Auburn or Sneed State. And so both of them get to participate in the competition as long as the lead applicant is an HBCU student. And so they won. And we had one win, and they split the $10,000. So that's a good way, because collaboration is how we move forward. And Lily, I would definitely look forward to seeing something from you, because we don't get much around healthcare. And I would love to see something like that. So even if you guys know people who are in college now that go to an HBCU, when it comes up, y'all can partner with them as high schoolers. You don't have to be in college to partner with them. So all great opportunities for y'all to get involved.
All right. Well, any more questions for Jennifer? This is a golden opportunity. All right. Well, thank you.
Hold up. You talked about like getting a certification program paid for or something like that. Is that available? Like, how is that available?
So once you go to college, so we only deal with college students, right? And right now we're only dealing with HBCU students. We're working on getting funding so that we can expand to cover students at all types of colleges, to especially include MSIs like your AUMs and West Alabama's, right? And the reason we focus on those schools is mainly because a lot of our schools are in rural areas, right? And they don't necessarily have the same funding that Alabama and Auburn have. Alabama and Auburn are powerhouses when it comes to money, right? And so we're trying to make sure that all students, regardless of where they go to school in the state of Alabama, have access to all resources. So Noah, do you know where you're thinking about going to school?
I'm going to go to the University of Alabama at Huntsville.
Okay, yep, so UAH. Which is fantastic because it's in the great city of Huntsville. But so the goal is to be able to pull from a few schools like that as well as we expand. And what grade are you in, Noah?
I currently, well, I'm a senior. Well, I graduated, and I'm going to go to be a freshman in college.
So you're going to college next year.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. Yeah. So immediately talk to your professors about getting the Security Plus certification, A+ certification. A lot of schools have this as an opportunity, but sometimes when you go to college, you're going to college versus career prepping, right? Like those first 2 years, you might be just kind of outside, as the people say, right?
Doing the
You
required
just-
stuff and not like working.
Yeah, exactly. So get your feet planted, and then, but I would definitely go ahead and talk to my professors about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. And don't forget about data analytics too, with Power BI and all that good stuff too. That's the next wave, is data analytics.
Yeah. Corey?
Yeah, I thought of a question. You said co-starters is like people that you can talk to that have experience like building entrepreneurship. Could you like go into a little more detail on that?
Yeah, so it's great. So we do the boot camp, and I'm actually working on a date for a Huntsville boot camp. So the co-starters, the boot camp is like a Saturday and a Sunday, right? You spend 8 hours, and there's a teacher in there, and you're working through worksheets to actually kind of to work through your idea, right? So let's say your idea is you want to start, you want to do a personalized Skittles factory. I'm just making up something, right? So in that idea, the first thing they'll start talking to you about is, okay, so who's your target market, right? Who are your competitors? Have you really sit down to think through that? You know how sometimes you have an idea, but you really don't have time to work through it? It's a dedicated workshop to help you work through all of those little bitty steps, right? What are the licenses you would have to get? What are, if you started this, what kind of capital would you need? Who would be interested in investing to give you the capital? So it's really a design thinking workshop is what it is.
All right, and you said that, my goodness. You just said it. My brain
Design
just said no.
thinking, co-starters, Skittles,
It
HBCU.
was like the last sentence. It's just I forgot the word you used.
Design thinking,
Uh,
cohort.
I'll think about it.
Oh,
and I'll
Corey,
ask
you're
you
gonna have me
tomorrow.
think about it all day now.
I'll figure it out and I'll ask you tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, super cool. Anything else, anybody? Is there anything super cool that you guys would like us to bring to your community, like that would make you better? What can we do to help you? Uh-oh, come on, Corey, you remembered it. Come on, get it out.
What like timeline were you thinking that was gonna be? Like, would it be summer, fall?
Oh, the Huntsville one? I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm working through that right now. I gotta get Montgomery scheduled for the fall, but I'm feeling like maybe the fall. But what we'll do is we'll make sure to share it with Kelsey, and she can share it with everybody as we have community workshops come up.
All right,
That sound cool?
thank you.
Uh-huh. So it sounds like there's an interest in some design thinking, entrepreneurship, idea building workshops. And Corey, you're in where?
I'm in a very small town, Locust Fork, Blunt County.
Mobile area.
Blunt County.
What is Blunt close to?
Like Birmingham-ish.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, clearly I need to go back to
Close, close.
I need to go back to my
But Corey's
But-
been working with EDPA, so she's right there with Innovate Alabama.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. So we had one at Lawson State, matter of fact, Corey. So like that's one that you could have come to, but that's okay. We're coming back. No worries. No worries. Is there anything else you guys are thinking of that we could bring to you or you wish somebody would do? Right? We like a good idea. We might get together and Kelsey and I go figure out some other funding to bring it to where you are. Okay. Well, take your time. If there are things you think of that you really wish there was some support for, just mention it to Kelsey. We'll figure out something. We want to make sure that you guys have all of the resources you need to
Yes.
impact Alabama's economy and grow us forward. We really want you to grow roots here in Alabama. I love Alabama. It's been great for me. My husband is a Georgia boy. I've gotten him to stay in Alabama. If I want to go to the big city, I just shoot right on over to Atlanta, I guess, or whatever, or to Charlotte, but I come right on back home because I enjoy the love and community that we have here in Alabama. It's not perfect, but it's ours.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. This has been a great talk. And y'all, if you think of any questions, again, we'll kind of be meeting again tomorrow to sort of discuss some of this and go into a little more detail and, hear about some specific opportunities available to you guys at Trenholm State and of course Alpha, which is going to be really cool. We heard from AUM last week, so I think that'll be a good, another focus on the Montgomery area, and then we'll kind of hear from some other schools throughout the summer. But this has been great. So thank you
Come
so
on to
much,
Montgomery.
Jennifer.
We'd
Yeah.
love to have you. All right. Thank you guys. Bye-bye, Kelsey. Be good, everybody.
All right, y'all. I have just a couple quick things to go over, and I shared our agenda for this meeting in Slack, so hopefully y'all can see it there. And I'm gonna try to pull up this agenda again. I promise to keep this real brief. Let's see, share my screen. All right. Okay, so a couple things for today. Just would love to hear any updates from what y'all are working on. I mean, we're now 2 weeks into this internship, heading into week 3. Would love to just know kind of how things are going. I mean, is anybody having a good experience, maybe learning something new, or are you guys just kind of waiting on stuff to do?
I finished my first project, so
Hey,
I'm working on data cleaning now.
Okay, so what types of data are you looking at, or maybe what are you doing to clean the data?
I'm filling empty spaces and replacing errors and just making it good to put into a program.
Got it. So getting everything kind of formatted the same. That makes sense. Okay, that's great. Anybody else?
I really love working at Prosper. It's so fun.
Oh,
Everybody in the office is so kind and nice. And I also finished like my first project.
okay. Well, tell us about your project, and I'm glad you're having a good time at Prosper. They've been super nice, and I know JW, I don't know if you've really talked to him, but he's, real outgoing and loves having interns.
So basically, I had to gather data and research about businesses in Birmingham mainly on how they're trying to diversify the workforce to help women and POC get into C-suite positions in their companies. So I'm looking at research for the type of strategies they use. So I found strategies, certifications, like different ways they can fit diversity, equity, and inclusion into their strategic planning when it comes to their businesses, and how we can like compare what's going on in Birmingham to other cities
Yeah.
that's similar to ours, like Atlanta and Tennessee. I mean, like states like Georgia and Tennessee and Mississippi, like surrounding states, and then how do we move that over to Birmingham?
Okay. Wow, that sounds great. And like it'll definitely have a direct impact. Are you like conducting surveys, or are you more just doing research online right now?
We did both.
Okay.
So I didn't have to do the interviews and surveys directly. Aryan and the rest of the team did most of those before I came. So I'm doing more of the research, but we definitely have both to use.
Got it. Well, that's really great to hear, Julie. All right. Very, very cool. And didn't Prosper just have like their anniversary or something? They had a big celebration recently.
They had that annual meeting Thursday. I could not make it. I was so torn. I couldn't make it. I had a family emergency, but they did have it, and I've heard so much about it and seen a lot of the pictures. So they did just celebrate.
Yeah. Good, good. All right. Well, that's all good to hear. Anybody else? Y'all are gonna make me just start calling you out. Let's see, who hasn't really talked much? Sean. Sean, how's it going?
Hello. Uh, it's been going fine. I've been working on a paper where I look at a business that uses a machine learning system and see how deep reinforcement learning can be used to improve that system.
Okay, got it. And are you having good communication with your mentors? I know it was Curtis and Phil with AI Ops. They said that they were going to be working virtually, but then would have some office space for you sometime in June. So I didn't know if you've been able to maybe go into the office yet.
I have not gone into the office yet, but we have planned it.
Okay. Okay. As long as y'all are talking, that's good. And I know the stuff that they do is definitely over my head. So I'm glad you're enjoying it because it's very high tech. But okay, good to hear, Sean. Who else can I pick on? And I'm sorry, you guys, I hate to do this, but I genuinely do want to know what y'all are working on. Calvin, could you maybe tell me a little bit about what you've been doing?
Sure. I guess first week was kind of dead. They're in the process of moving to a new space also. And then this past week I moved their data into another platform, Salesforce. And then I guess probably this upcoming week I might clean data up.
Okay. Yeah, database migration is a lot of work, and it's real easy for stuff to get I don't know, stuff to go wrong when you're moving lots of data from one system into another. So that's a really good project, though. That's a handy skill to have. Trust me, there are lots of employers who would love to have somebody with that expertise. So, okay, well, good stuff. All right, one more. Jonah, how's it going?
So I haven't started this yet because I'm still doing some like lessons and some training. But my project was going to be making a firewall to sort of detect any like suspicious activity.
Okay.
And yeah.
No big deal. Yeah, like, okay, that sounds really intense. Will that be using AI, or do you know much more about it?
I think it will be. I don't know much about it yet.
Okay. Well, yeah, that sounds interesting. I know there are a lot of applications for AI in cybersecurity, just for, detecting potential risks, detecting like fraudulent activity or any kind of anomaly. So that's really neat. I look forward to hearing how that goes. And yeah, you guys just please let me know if something's not working out, if y'all are just still waiting on assignments, that type of thing. We want to make sure y'all are getting some meaningful experience this summer. So if anybody's been having a bad experience, please let me know. Okay. Did want to just make a brief note about absences and program engagement. Most of you guys are doing great. Some of y'all have not been, real engaged and have had a lot of absences and like things you have to go attend during the workday. Honestly, I'm fine with it, but I do really want you guys to be engaged because I think, as I said in an email that I sent to you all with reminders last week, you're going to get out of this experience what you put in. I can't, force y'all to engage with all this stuff, but ultimately it's here for your benefit. Want y'all to learn, want y'all to just hear what some of our different speakers have to say. I think they're going to get even more engaging as we go. We've got a lot of cool stuff up ahead. Like just this week, we'll have a workshop on SQL on Wednesday. That should be really exciting, especially to some of y'all who are much more tech-minded. But lots of neat stuff coming up. So y'all please do try to attend. And if you're getting pushback from your mentor, your host employer, they're saying, no, we want you to work at this time, let me know, because a big part of this is, attending some workshops and extra enrichment activities too. And then of course, if y'all are going to be absent, just please make sure you're letting your mentor know. It's good that you're letting me know. I do appreciate it, but be sure that your mentor is aware too. Last week we looked at our Quant Hub leaderboard and I took a screenshot this morning. Probably can't see that. But again, this is in Slack. So I do want to give a big shout out. Ooh. And this is just for this past week. Okay, so not overall, but Rahul, you have won for this week. So very good job. Lots of engagement. Lily, Anton, Rishi, and Irene, y'all are close behind. But we had a lot of activity this week. So way up in the lead there. So very good job, you guys. I know some of y'all maybe were more engaged last week, not so much this week. Totally fine. I do encourage you to be engaging with the Quant Hub skill path. Again, that's one of those things you're going to get out of it, what you put in. So this is here for your benefit. I'm not going to force you to do it. But just maybe give it a shot. You might learn something. And if you have questions about the platform, please let me know. But good job, Rahul. Good job, Lily, Anton, Rishi, Irene, woohoo, and all of you guys. Y'all are doing good. I just took the top 5. So keep it up. All right, so just to review, we've got our Tuesday talk tomorrow. Y'all kind of heard from Jennifer today, and the Alabama Collective is like a huge kind of a network of lots of different stakeholders. So they've got higher ed institutions, different government entities, nonprofits, and then industry as well. And I know Jennifer's been working a lot with Tech Montgomery. So what we're going to hear from tomorrow, we'll be hearing from representatives from Alabama State University and Trenholm State. Those are in the Montgomery area, as well as Alpha. Y'all are probably familiar with Alpha Insurance. We're going to hear from them just about a wide variety of careers available at that organization. And all of this ties into kind of the work that Tech Montgomery and the Alabama Collective are doing. So hope that y'all will join us. just make a note that that talk tomorrow will be from 1 to 2. So a lot of our Tuesday talks are from noon to 1. This one's a little bit later, so 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Please let me know if you don't have that invite. Then we'll have our workshop Wednesday. We're going to hear from Alan Ridgway. He's a data engineer. He works at Quant Hub, but he's got a lot of good experience working kind of behind the scenes, but honestly, he's like the most important member of our team. I think he looks at all the data, is crunching a lot of numbers, and is very, very good at SQL. So running reports with SQL, which is basically a data relationship program. So being able to kind of connect multiple data sets and run queries to find different information across multiple data sets within a larger database. So Alan is very knowledgeable about that side of the data world and just careers in data engineering broadly. And that talk will be from noon to 1. So y'all please make an effort to attend. And I think he'll do some hands-on stuff, just kind of teaching y'all some basic SQL queries to get you started. Your deliverable this week should be working on Quant Hub, the data wrangling skill. You're of course welcome to go ahead and do whatever you want in Quant Hub, but just to kind of stay on track and make some progress through the skill path, I recommend you work on data wrangling. I mean, you should totally be done with cybersecurity basics and intro to data literacy at this point, and moving now into more of the hard skills. And then finally, recordings of all our events are in Slack. Just let me know if you don't see anything. I've been putting the Tuesday talks, our workshops and everything, just putting them in there. You guys also have a pre-internship survey. Most of you have completed that. If you haven't already done it, please do. I realize we're no longer pre-internship anymore. We are definitely right in the thick of the internship. So please try to get this done, and that'll help us kind of understand where you are now and where you are at the end of the internship. I do want to encourage you guys to share your stories. If y'all are working on an interesting project, maybe, you know, you really like the company that you're working with, your mentor's been real supportive. We want to hear that. If this is maybe, you know, an interesting opportunity for whatever reason. I know, you know, one of you guys kind of said that you're interning at the same place that your dad interned years ago, and now you've got the internship. That's so cool. Like any interesting stories like that. We want to hear it, share it, spotlight you all on social media. Our funder, Innovate Alabama, who has put up the grant funding to make this program possible, they absolutely want to amplify your story, get it out there. That's great. You know, if y'all are looking for more name recognition, it certainly doesn't hurt to just share that story. And of course, that's always good to send back to your school or your college, wherever you're planning on going, and letting them see all the cool stuff that you're doing. So please send that to me, or just any pictures of yourself at work. I am going to start planning some site visits. So want to come visit some of you guys who are working on site and doing your internships on site. Definitely want to plan a few of those this summer. But even if you're working from home, you know, just taking a picture with your workspace, that's always cool too, just to help us share it out, market the program, and just promote all the great work that you're doing. On that same vein, there will be opportunities if you all would like to participate in a recorded, like professional interview. We have a team, they're through Paradis, that's a marketing agency. They'll be conducting interviews with students who are participating in the different Innovate Alabama funded programs at SLOSS Tech. So if you plan to attend SLOSS Tech, definitely want to connect with you there and say hi in person and maybe get everybody together. But there will also be chances if you would like to have a formal interview that'll be recorded. And that's, again, another way to get featured on social media. If that is interesting to you, just let me know and I'll get you connected and scheduled for that. And then finally, I know I've said it several times, but we will have our final presentation event on July 25th. Just want to remind you all that will take place in Birmingham, but we do have opportunities to just zoom in and make that final presentation. Please just mark your calendar for that. You know, again, if you can't be there in person, we still want you to be able to, you know, pop on Zoom for 15 minutes and present to all the different stakeholders who will be there. I think there will be a lot of eyes on our program that day. So a lot of VIPs in the room, and that's a great chance for y'all to network and just get some good presentation experience too. So,
Just a quick question about final presentations.
Uh-huh.
Will we need like a slideshow or something like that? Or is
yes,
it just like talking about it, or like what do we need to have planned to be
yeah,
done?
yeah, no, good question. And I think this will probably be, we won't go over it just this soon, but probably early July. One of our meetings will probably just focus on preparing for that. I would recommend just a PowerPoint, just 2 or 3 slides to kind of highlight what you did, what you learned, what you're planning next, what you liked about your internship. It would be great, I think, to include maybe some type of data visualization or some types of graphics that really demonstrate your skills and what you've learned. I don't know if anybody has played around with like Power BI, for example, after our demo last week, but having those types of visuals, that's huge, I think, for really demonstrating that you not just learn this stuff, but now you can do it, right? You can really apply that and make a presentation using it. So yeah, I would recommend PowerPoint, but other tools are fine. If you want to make a video, go for it. Or y'all might have something more interactive that you want to do, but some type of visual aid, I think, is key. And those presentations will be no more than like 10 minutes tops, probably a little bit shorter than that since there are so many of y'all. So it'll be real brief, low key, but a good chance to show off all your hard work.
All right, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, good question. All right. Anything else? Okay, y'all. Well, I will give you 8 minutes back. Wow, what a what a great thing. So we'll wrap up a little bit early. I'll hang around. No, I have office hours after this, but if y'all have any questions or just something you want to ask in private, I'm here for you. So I'll just let me know. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow for our Tuesday talk.
All right, see you.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye.
All right, I'm gonna kick the autopilots out of here. Kicking them out, and I will stop our recording too. So hang on.